Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Tuesday, April 23rd. I am Drew Martin breaking down the loaded Tuesday slate here on the Diamond. 6:10 Eastern, first game up, and we do have the West Coast wipeout at the end. We're hitting them all right now, so no sense in prolonging the inevitables. We head to Cleveland up first here, 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific, first pitch. Boston Red Sox at the Cleveland Guardians. It's Tanner Houck going for the Sox and Ben Lively for the Guardians. 8 in the hook being the total, minus 115. That is the Sox as the short road favorite. That's who we're backing here, guys. 10-3 on the road heading into Monday's action for the Red Sox. They've been playing good ball outside of Fenway for whatever reason. They're also getting healthier this week. Just read an article with Devers and O'Neill expected back. So they think they might get a boost offensively. But really the pitching matchup here, guys, both starters going against the opposing lineup they faced last time out. Usually that's an advantage towards the offense, but actually this time, looking into the numbers, Houck absolutely dominated the Guardians lineup. So I think he's able to do it again here. He's a 6'5", 220-pounder, former first-round pick out of Missouri. He's looked good so far this year, and he just went 9 innings, 0 earned runs with 9 strikeouts and 0 walks against this Cleveland lineup. Whereas Lively on the other side of things, a 4th rounder out of UCF, his first start this year was against the Red Sox and 2 earned runs, did have 7 strikeouts, but I don't know. He didn't dominate the same way that Houck did. So I think that, the lineup against the same pitcher, I think it actually favors the Red Sox side of things here. Lively, a guy that used to pitch in the KBO for Samsung, he's found it a little bit. We'll see if he can make it in the show. And Cleveland has been good out the gate. Actually, the #1 profitable team in Major League Baseball. I think they come back a little bit here, though. And I think the Red Sox getting healthier, starting pitching advantage, I think the Red Sox are worth a look here, guys. Minus 115, the shortest of road favorites. It's the Red Sox leading us off on the Tuesday slate. Next game up, 6:40 Eastern, Philadelphia Phillies at the Cincinnati Reds. Christopher Sanchez, the lefty, going for the Phillies, and Andrew Abbott for the Reds. So 2 southpaws, minus 115. That is the Phillies as another short road favorite here. 8.5 being the total. If you don't know Christopher Sanchez, when you watch him pitch, he's one of those smooth hurlers, man. He's a 27-year-old Dominican, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk last time out. And actually in his last 12 innings, 1 earned run. I said, he's a smooth thrower. He's throwing at 95, 96 miles per hour. And I think he's going to have some success here against this Cincinnati lineup. Andrew Abbott, also a lefty here, going for the Reds. He's a 2nd rounder out of UVA, the University of Virginia, and he's been solid. No more than 2 earned runs in all 4 starts this year. However, his last time out, 3 walks. Always looking to kind of go against the guys struggling a little bit with their control. Fastball changeup guy. He, if you remember last year, he came into MLB. I think he actually broke a record for success right out the gate. So he is a good pitcher. He's just going up against the Phillies lineup. Yes, Bryce Harper will be out, but this Phillies lineup overall has crushed lefties. I think they're able to get to him enough here. And look, we don't have first 5. I like the first 5 in this action, particularly if the price is good. I'm recording a little bit early here, so that market isn't out yet. So going to have to roll the dice, but it is Phillies minus 115. I think that number's short. Give me the Phillies in the Queen City. Next game up as we go from Cincinnati to Pittsburgh, PNC Park, 6:40 Eastern time. It's Falter slated to go here for the Pirates. And I'm seeing undecided for the Brewers. And it's pretty much a pick 'em price. You can get the Brewers minus 104. So risk $104 to win 100. And I'm betting into action here, guys, on the Brew Crew. It was supposed to be Wade Miley, seeing he's going to do a short IL stint. And the Brewers coming into this week's action has been playing good baseball. They've won 4 straight coming into Monday, plus 35 run differential year to date, and plus over 8 units on the season. So if you've been betting the Brewers, you've been making some profits here. The #2 most profitable team in all of baseball. Going up against Falter in the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pirates have not been playing good baseball. They almost pretty much got swept all of last week, losing 6 straight coming into Monday's action. And Falter, just a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks. And he's one of these guys that's up and down. Against the Marlins, he let up 6 earned runs. But against the Baltimore Orioles, 6 innings, 0 earned runs. It's kind of like, man, you're getting knocked around by the Marlins, but yet you shut up the Orioles when you're pitching against them. So which kind of guy are we going to get here? I think Milwaukee, a number 3 by my numbers in terms of best lineup in MLB. If you put a lot into weighted runs created plus team OPS, they've been as good as most lineups out there. I think they're able to get to them. Late inning advantage here, pretty drastic towards Milwaukee as well. Their bullpen has been good. So pick 'em price, betting it action because it is undecided right now. It's almost one of those things with a good bullpen. You just kind of throw your best 4, 5, 6 bullpen arms, just go 2 innings each right out the gate and roll the dice type deal. I think we get the better lineup, the better bullpen, and we're betting it action. That is the Milwaukee Brewers at the Pick'em price tag in PNC Park. Next game up, heading from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. It's the Dodgers and the Nationals going at it. Patrick Corbin, James Paxton, 2 southpaws going at it. Minus 200. That is the Dodgers is the heavy road favorite. 9.5 being the total. Going to go after James Paxton here first, guys, because both of these 2 pitchers have really struggled this year. First, going to say a couple nice things. James Paxton, a Canadian guy, probably a nice guy. Most Canadians I know are. First-round draft pick in 2009 out of the University of Kentucky. And, hey, he's made a whole lot of money in his career, most likely. And it's just this year it hasn't gone his way. He has 14 walks and only 10 strikeouts. So he's on the wrong side of more walks than strikeouts. And he had 8 walks his last time out against the Padres. When you're pitching 5 innings and you walk 8 guys, it's almost one of those things. If it's little league, if it's high school, if it's Major League Baseball, I can't bet on a pitcher that's just giving that many free passes. There's too much traffic on the bases. So that's going to keep me off of laying $2 with the Dodgers on the road. And Patrick Corbin, he has an 8 ERA for the Nationals this year. His last time out was actually against this Dodgers lineup. He lasted 6 innings, but gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs. He also gave 4 free passes. So I think both of these starters are really going to struggle. We get that good Dodgers lineup. The Nationals bullpen hasn't been very good. I can't lay $2 with the Dodgers, but I do think both lineups put up some crooked numbers here. So we get this in the single digits at 9 in the hook. I like it up and over in our nation's capital between the Dodgers and the Nationals. Let's bet it up and over the 9.5. Going from Washington, D.C. to Yankee Stadium in New York. Oakland A's and the New York Yankees, 7:05 Eastern start. Paul Blackburn versus Mark Stroman going for the Bronx Bombers. Minus 220. That's the Yankees as the home favorite. Total of 8. Breaking down the Oakland side of things. First off, they won 2-0 in the day action on Monday over the Yankees, cashing a big plus price underdog ticket. I think they're able to do it again here. It's a roll the dice, but plus 184, risk 100 to win 184 on the A's. Paul Blackburn's been great. The former first rounder out of Brentwood, California, 25 innings pitched on the season, 3 earned runs. Their closer Miller did pitch 1 inning yesterday, but I think he's still going to be available if it's a close game late in the 9th. Stroman, also a former first rounder out of Duke, his first 2 starts were great. He gave up 0 earned runs against Houston and Toronto, but his last 2 starts, not so much. Going up against the Miami Marlins, giving up 4 earned runs and only 2 strikeouts last time against the Blue Jays. So he's not missing very many bats, at least recently. I think Oakland's able to do enough. I mean, I don't think they're going to need a whole lot because Paul Blackburn's been good. If he can hold this Yankees lineup at bay, they got a shot here with a big plus price, and their bullpen has been very surprisingly better than most people thought coming into this season. A top 10 bullpen by my metrics. So 2 good bullpens, but it's just that price tag, guys. Plus 184 on the Oakland A's. Man, if they're able to pull it off again, that would be a big plus price ticket back-to-back days for the A's. So give me plus 184 on the Athletics in Yankee Stadium and a surprise upset for the A's. Next one up, we'll head to Kansas City here. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals. Looks like Toronto minus 119 short favorites, 8.5 being the total. We get Kevin Gausman and Michael Wacha going at it. Now, Gosman, he's kind of been all over the place. Some good, some bad. He's had 2 starts, one against Colorado and one against the New York Yankees, where he did not last long, actually just 5 innings combined, giving up 11 earned runs in those 2 starts. And then his 2 other starts so far this season, also against the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays, he went 9 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. So it's which Kevin Gosman are we going to get? Actually, his last time out was one of the good starts. And if you look at his numbers and his velocity readings on the radar gun, he was throwing like 95 in his first start. And then the next 2 starts, he was throwing like 92, 93. And then his last start out, he was throwing 95 miles per hour again. So it's kind of like, man, I don't know if it's an arm issue, a mental issue, a personal issue. But because his last time out, it seemed like his arm was working well, I'm going to kind of ride that here. Minus 119 as the favorite with the Blue Jays. I think we get the better lineup. We get the slightly better bullpen as well. Walker's been good going for the Royals here. He did have 1 bad start against the Mets. But where he's been good, he's already had 2 starts against the White Sox there in the AL Central. And we know that White Sox lineup has not been all that great. So I don't know how good, his good numbers really translate here going against the Jays lineup. All of that pointed me on Toronto minus 119 as the short road favorite. Speaking of the White Sox, they're involved in our next game here. It's the Chicago White Sox and the Minnesota Twins. Now, the White Sox are down 13 units year to date. The Twins are also down 7 units year to date. So both of these 2 teams have been burning money. But the thing here is the Minnesota Twins, they're asking us to lay minus 260 on the Twins with a 7.5 being the total, a low total, and a big favorite. Right off the rip, I'm kind of looking towards the underdog in those situations. Then you add on to it, the minus 260 favorite is the Minnesota Twins, and they've been awful this season. I know we just talked about that White Sox lineup not being great, but at plus 218, and this is Major League Baseball, even the worst teams win 40, 50, 60 games. I think the White Sox at plus over $2 are worth a look. Plus, their starting pitcher, Fedde, he's a former first rounder out of UNLV there in Las Vegas. He's got a solid 3 ERA. He has been a little bit susceptible to the long ball, 5 home runs so far this season. But the fact is, the Minnesota Twins lineup, I mean, they're the 2nd worst lineup against righties. They're the 3rd worst lineup in baseball overall this season. So I don't think they're going to be able to do that much damage against Fedde. And I think listing him as the starting pitcher, plus 218 price tag, all of that equaling towards the White Sox. And last thing here, guys, Pablo Lopez, we actually talked about it early last week in his last start. He has struggled in cold weather. And just to do it quickly here, guys, he grew up in Venezuela. He pitched for the Miami Marlins, 2 warm weather kind of destinations. Plus, he was pitching for the Marlins when it was Derek Jeter calling the shots, so they never really opened that retractable dome they had. So he hasn't pitched a lot in terms of cold or inclement weather. Looks like 50 with 20 mile per hour winds projected in Minnesota. He has been awful when it's been bad weather. It's not great weather. I'm not saying it's the worst weather, but it's kind of chilly with wind. I'm going to kind of ride that him not pitching well. It worked out last time we cashed with the Orioles. Going to take a shot here, roll the dice with the Chicago White Sox, plus 218. Risk 100 to win 218 if they're able to pull it off, guys. Give me the Sox in Minnesota. Last game up here, the nightcap, as we're hitting a bunch of games on this loaded Tuesday slate, guys. New York Mets and the San Francisco Giants, 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 local time first pitch. Luis Severino going for the Metropolitans and Logan Webb for the San Francisco Giants. Looks like the Giants laying a heavy home price here, minus 150, 7 in the hook being the total. Severino, a guy that pitched for the Yankees for a while, then went cross town. Now he's pitching for the Mets, and he's gotten better with each start. And actually, his last time out, 6 innings, 0 earned runs. So he's throwing a lot better right now. Logan Webb has also been good. Got to give him that. 1 earned run in his last 14 innings. He's gotten better with each start as well. So I think starting pitchers-wise, it's 2 good starting pitchers going at it. Leads me to the lineup here, slight edge towards the Mets. And then the bullpen. That Mets bullpen has been good this season. Top 5 bullpen in MLB out the gate. Not so much for the Giants. We know that they've had some good bullpens in the past. out the gate this year. I think we're getting enough of a sample size, guys, to really factor that in. Bottom 10 bullpen across Major League Baseball. So that all puts us on the underdog barking on the West Coast. Give me the Mets plus the 130. Risk 100 to win 130. Guys, this is Drew's Daily Diamond going on the WagerTalk YouTube channel each and every day, breaking down the baseball slate. So, hey, if you're liking the content, please smash that like button. Let me know in the comments below what you're looking to bet on today's action, where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome here, guys. So that does it for the Tuesday slate. We'll be back on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.